Hi, welcome to 5 Minutes of Torah with a BI Rabbi. I'm Rabbi Adam Stein, coming to you from my home on Oak Street. You can see some books there, a couple little ducks, and my special Rosh Hashanah shelf. You can see an apple for Rosh Hashanah. Anyway, we're excited to be having lots of programs during the summer. We had a wonderful Shabbat with the Difference last week. We have another one coming up in July and early September. And we've been reading the Torah portions now of the book of Bamidbar, of the book of Numbers. And we're into Parashat Shlach Lecha, or Shalach, my father's Torah portion, and it has the maftir, the end of it, about the tzitzit, the third paragraph of the Shema. But I want to say something about the story of the spies today. The spies story that go into the land of Israel. Moses picks 12 spies, one from each of the tribes, and one of them from the tribe of Ephraim, my middle name in Hebrew, that is Hosea ben Nun. And Hosea ben Nun, we're told, gets a new name from Moses, Yehoshua, not Hosea, but Yehoshua. Hosea in Hebrew means he saved, but Yehoshua means he will save, God will save. So it's a different type of name, into the future, this word Yehoshua. And now we can connect him with the Yehoshua, who is Moses' sidekick in the book of Exodus. But there's another story, and I learned this from Rabbi Ari Hasit, a fellow Masorti or conservative rabbi in Israel. Ari Hasit, famous for being Mark Zuckerberg's roommate in Harvard, before, maybe during, his founding of the company called Facebook. Anyway, Rabbi Hasid tells this great story, actually, that comes from the Talmud, where we learn about another time that God gives new names to someone. Yehoshua gets a new name from Hosea to Yehoshua from Moses. But in the book of Genesis, God gives new names to Sarah and Avraham. First, they were Sarai and Avram, and then they become Sarah and Avraham. They each get a hey added to their name. Okay, so Avraham, you just add in a hey and you have Avraham. Sarai becomes Sarah and doesn't just get an added hey, but loses a yud. So the Talmud imagines that this yud is wandering throughout history saying, why did I disappear from Sarai's name? I got taken out. What's going to happen to me? And finally, Moses, hundreds of years later, rescues that nun and adds the yud into the name of Yehoshua, taking Hosea and turning him into Yehoshua. Perhaps telling us that we can wait a long time and finally get redeemed, like the children of Israel, or perhaps telling us that this guy Yehoshua ends up being very important, not just as a sidekick to Moshe, but as one of the 2 spies out of 12 who is a positive, optimistic spy, as opposed to the other 10 spies who we'll learn about in tomorrow morning's Torah reading, are pessimistic and say, you know what, we can never make it in this land. And for that reason, when the people follow the pessimistic spies, we have to wander around in the desert for another 38 years. Let us hope that we can use some optimism in this week and this summer and follow Yehoshua and Kalev in their positive outlook. Shabbat Shalom, and we'll see you at Shabbat with a Difference later in July and September. And July 12th, we have a BI Neighborhood Shabbat dinner in Braemar Park. All the best.